Campaign Cowboys, who are low-tech, Chris Wallace, Karl Rove, and Joe Trippitt.
We have got no traffic report for you guys, but we do have a little bit of a readout. You've been crunching the numbers in Ohio, Karl. You think it's going to be a good night for the governor?
I think so. If Bill showed that Trump is doing well in the Appalachia, that's the region, the eastern region of the state, and then along the Ohio River. What we've gotten so far are the initial returns, meaning these are the early votes. And in the early vote, there's roughly a 10-point margin for Kasich. He had the support of the Republican Party, which turned out the early vote. But on the other hand, in virtually every instance, the exit polls have showed that the person who has won the vote in each one of these contests earlier has tended to be not Trump. And so if Kasich goes into this with having won, looking like he's doing really well among the early vote, up by about 10, if on Election Day the same trend is there, and that's a big if, we don't know it yet, this could be a good night for John Kasich in his home state of Ohio.
Put yourself in the position of Ted Cruz's campaign manager, a guy you know, Jeff Rowe, known as the bad boy of Missouri politics. Does he want Kasich in this race or not? Does he want it to be a two-man race, Trump and Cruz, or does he think the more the merrier and more opportunities for other people to vote and stop Trump?
You've touched on the two schools. One theory says to have a lot of people out there flood the zone. I tend to think that's probably accurate. Because
just let me interrupt you to say, Karl Rove, right again, John Kasich. Fox News can now project that John Kasich will win his home state of Ohio. Congratulations, Karl.
Well, hopefully
you get Ohio right this time.
Hopefully we're by more than 911 votes. Let's wait just a while and let more votes come in. Look, I think back to your question. I think there's something to the multi-candidate theory. Because, look at the contest coming up. We have a bunch of western states where Ted Cruz is probably likely to do well. But we got a lot of northeastern states where he hasn't been doing well, where John Kasich has done well. So you got Cruz, who could cover, Utah and Arizona and Montana, and you could have Kasich, who could challenge Trump in places like Connecticut and Delaware and
all in their own way. Even though it doesn't get to Cruz to a majority, it does keep Trump from his majority.
That's right, and it gets us to an even more contested convention. In chaos is opportunity for the little guy. In non-chaos, there's
that's actually been my motto through life. In chaos is opportunity for the little guy.
There we go.
So, Joe, let's talk about Hillary Clinton. She is rolling up some big numbers in North Carolina and Florida.
Absolutely, and I look at this thing, and you look at, she's rolled up 480,000 vote lead on Bernie Sanders just in Florida. The entire 2008 election against Barack Obama, she had a 400,000 popular vote lead. She's doing more than that in one state tonight, racking up a 73 delegate lead on him when you award him what's likely to come out of Florida and North Carolina.
Wait, she's picking up net 73. She's widened her lead by 73.
And what it just shows you the problem Bernie Sanders has when she gets these big victories in places like Florida or Mississippi, North Carolina. And then even when you look at the exit polls, he may win some of these other states that are out there tonight. But if he does, they're going to be very tight.
Let me just interrupt
margins.
you for a moment. Man, this is a very action-packed Campaign Cowboys. Fox News can now project that Hillary Clinton will win the state of Ohio.
Well, that's my point. You look at states that are really critical in a general election, big swing states. They are Ohio, they're Virginia, they're Florida, they're North Carolina. Guess who's winning all of those and wins 3 of them tonight? It's not that Bernie Sanders isn't doing well. He is. But she is actually rolling up a very stunning set of victories.
Karl?